Okay, today we're trying a new mic, so hopefully this mic's better than the one I did last time. But anyway, this right here is the Godzilla Showa era Criterion collection. It's one of like the biggest things to own as a Godzilla fan, because the Showa era films are like some of the hardest things to get. And this right here, it gets you all 15 of them with the English dubs. And like it has like every version of it, like the English dub, the Japanese one, the subtitles, and all that stuff. And one second. And it's really good. Like, so we're gonna go over everything about it. This cool list that comes in the back of it that shows you all the films, plus it explains what's in it. And then we're actually gonna look into it. So it has like all 15 of the films, every single one down it. And then, I was watching one of the films yesterday, so I'm going to try and put it back in while we're doing this. So, are we just zoomed in? Just too close. Move you back right there. Okay. So here's the cover. It has Showa era Godzilla, and then the Godzilla the Showa era is filmed 1956, 1954, 1775, 1975. On the side, just tells you what it is in the Criterion collection. And then it has this really cool artwork of Godzilla, which I really like. And when we open it, it treats us with this amazing Godzilla artwork. A lot of artwork in this one. It has this like really cool like color grading, color look. Another version of the list with the Godzilla name. And then there's this big section that's just like a big book. We have The Reign of Destruction, written by Steve Ryle, which takes up a whole nother page. And then we get descriptions of every film. So here's Godzilla, and then here's a giant book about it. Plus some stuff like the cast, the credits, the runtime, black and white, mononumeral, in Japanese and English, aspect ratio is 1:37:1. And I think if I ever make any more Godzilla videos on like specific films, I'm gonna use this as like my knowledge, because it has lots of cool artworks. Like here's King Kong fighting Godzilla, Godzilla versus Mothra. It's really cool artwork for Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Ebra Horror the Deep. This is what I have to do. Son of Godzilla. I really like the Son of Godzillas. Manoa just looks really stupid though, but again, he has always looked really stupid. Then we have the Destroy All Monsters movie, which, let me just say, this artwork is really, really good for this film. All monsters attack. There's the stupid kid. There's Manoa. And, of course, for one of the worst Godzilla movies, it has one of the worst artworks. Why does Godzilla look like that? My golly. No, joke. Why does he look like... It makes him look fat. Not gonna lie. Then we have Godzilla versus Hedorah. Godzilla versus Gigan, which has this really cool look. It has Godzilla and then it has Gigan. Didn't show Anguirus or Ghidorah in the poster. Godzilla versus Megalon. Don't know why Godzilla looks like that, but I really like the bottom with Gigan and Megalon fighting Jaguar. Let's just say Godzilla vs. Megalon has the best third act of all time. Then we have Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, which I guess this is supposed to be Godzilla at the top. And there's King Caesar. Then we have Terror of Mechagodzilla, which has a whole bunch of like comic I don't know why they did that. But then we get to about the transfers, just a whole bunch of random stuff. And then it has some more Godzilla artwork. And then we get to the movies, which has the same artwork from before, but except it has all the movies. So let's go over how they did it. So they have them spread all around, and then they have their own cool like colors that correspond with like the art style of this. And then you can take the disc out. Like this one has Godzilla on disc 1, and it has the little number so you know where to put these afterwards. But if you take all of them out, here's disc 2 with Godzilla Raising Again and Godzilla vs. King Kong. Disc 3, which includes Godzilla Mothra vs. Godzilla, Ghidorah, the Three-Headed Monster, Invasion of Astro Monster. 4 is up here, which has Ebra, Horde of the Deep, Son of Godzilla, and Destroyer of All Monsters. It has 5. All Monsters Attacking Godzilla vs. Hedorah. I've not seen Godzilla vs. Hedorah. I don't know how you say it. Doesn't really matter. Godzilla vs. Gigan and Godzilla vs. Megalon. Some of these have copies of the exact same disc color. If you can see that down there. Like there's disc 4 and disc 6 look the exact same. And then we have, this one has Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla and Terror of Mechagodzilla. And then the final disc has supplements. So, pretty cool. And then once you take them all out, then it has this very cool artwork showing the entire thing. So, let me just put all these back and we'll talk about it. So, I really like this collection. I've watched a couple films of it so far, like maybe one, like some, mainly I watched a couple last night, which, I just watched, like, the ending of Godzilla vs. Megalon, which, it's, like, entire story is kind of whack, but it's, like, final act carries it. Like, the team up is amazing, and it really makes me wish Jet Jaguar comes back at some point. And now I started watching, I think I started watching Ghidorah, no, Invasion of Astro Monster. That's why I started to watch. Did I put 3? No. Okay, where's 6? Here's where 6 goes. Like, okay. So the difference this has with other, like, era collections I have, which the only other one I have is the Gamera, Heisei collection, which I'm gonna grab. The big difference, and honestly, like, the thing that makes me think, why didn't they just do that with it, is for the Gamer collection, they did this really cool box, and they released both the Showa and the Heisei, and it was this 2 box, and it corresponded, it looked super cool. I'm not got into the Showa area yet, but they did this, like, giant, they did this really cool box, has a logo on the side of the film, and it includes the Heisei films, the Heisei trilogy, and then Brave. They did this, it looks super duper cool. I don't have anything wrong with the difference between this film and the Heisei, but I thought that they were gonna do like a giant box set, but no, they just did this giant book. I don't have anything wrong with this, it's just I don't know where to put it. It's this, like, if it was, like, I thought it was gonna be like here, and then it was gonna be just like really thicker. No, it's this giant thing that my camera can't really, it can't bear the entire frame. So pretty cool, but I don't know where I'm gonna put it, because I can't put it on the shelf above my window because it's too short. I might have to put it, I'm thinking of moving my Godzilla collection above my desk, so then I could put this bad boy in the corner of it. But I don't know if I won't be able to fit as much on there, because, like, the figures alone take up a gigantic room. So anyway, that was the Godzilla Showa era collection. This thing is amazing. Now, my thoughts on getting it. I did this with the Godzilla -1 SH Monster Sphere because not many people knew if they should get it or not, mainly because it's so new. And also, there's been lots of problems with it. I kind of recommended it, but only if you're like a big fan. If you're willing to spend almost $200, then go ahead and buy that. But for this bad boy, I'd say it's pretty worth it. If you ever wanted to like relive one of my personal favorite Godzilla eras, you could probably buy this. And if you're like a diehard fan that you're like want to learn more about the era, and then again have the films able to watch and look at some very cool artwork, I do recommend this. But for like if we're talking about an average fan, like a person who's just like the most average person ever, and they just want to watch the movies, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for you. Mainly just because it's like such an art piece that I don't really know. But if you're like just wanting to complete your collection, just buy this. This was like the only thing I was missing from my collection. All I'm missing now is 3 Heisei era films, which are just impossible to find, and then I finished my entire Godzilla collection. This thing cleared up like 60% of it. But yeah, if you're like a big fan, buy it. It's worth it. I do have one thing. Why is this like his roar? Because it's like behind him. Because if it was his breath, it would have been like in it, but I don't know. I'm going to end the film off with the backing. So, before I end the video, I want to go over some things. I'm working on some Godzilla videos. Once I get all the Godzilla films, I'm going to do one big fat video where I just rank them. Where I just like review every single one, like give like my like a 5 to 10 minute thoughts on it and rank them. Because I saw someone else doing it, I really want to do like them. And at the very end, I'm gonna like show off a giant list of like I'm gonna give my entire order of it, because when I was watching his, it was kind of hard to tell what his least favorite one was by the end, and what his like 33rd was. So I'm gonna do like a giant list at the very end if I do that video. It's just gonna take me like a month or two to like actually begin filming, because I want to buy them all and then one weekend just run straight through them, write some notes down, and do it. But I want to at least order them first before I start that. Next, I want to do a giant Showa review where I give my thoughts on every single film on them, like go through it, like do like a marathon, and then yeah, I want to do a big fat review of this thing, just so I can give my thoughts on it, because these are like my thoughts. I got this like 3 days ago, and I've only watched 2 of the films, so I can't give my full thoughts. Next, coming this summer probably, because I'm a very slow reader, I'm going to be doing a Godzilla Complete Rulers of Earth Volume 1 review, just because it was split into 2, and I'm only like halfway through Volume 1, because it's a big book, bro. I haven't read it. So anyway, this is my thoughts on this. Do I recommend buying it? For an average person, probably not. Probably just wait off unless you have enough money to buy it casually. Then yes, just go ahead and buy it. But for a diehard fan or even just a fan in general, definitely buy it. It's definitely worth adding to your collection. If you haven't seen any of these movies, I don't know what to tell you. So those are my thoughts on the Godzilla Criterion Showa era collection. Bye.